Hello, and thank you for joining me here on the timeline. Here on this channel that I have named Flowers into the Abyss. My name is Natasha, and yeah, thanks for joining me. I am here just to introduce myself and introduce this space, my corner nook, my creative corner nook of these internets. And I will be using this space to answer the call of my creative self, my creative in full expression that my soul self has incarnated here to experience. And, we experience through engagement. All right. And so if you resonate with this energy, yeah, you know, hang out, stay around for a little bit. And if you don't, peace. All right. Bye. Okay. Um, no, seriously, I am here answering my creative call to express and to witness myself and to be witnessed. Um, you know, let the record show. Okay. Natasha is here. And there are profound shifts taking place. We all know it and feel it, especially if you are um, first of all, doing any kind of practice that's tuning you into your body, right? You're feeling these shifts. Um, you can be totally disconnected, and we're feeling these shifts, right? And you know, it's necessary that we have just as many of us showing up and holding the energy of uh, the word sovereignty is coming to mind, but it's not quite what I want to use. But holding that sovereignty of our choice, right? Of our awareness that we have an internal world, we have parts of ourselves that's just for us. And that we can tune into. But I am here answering a creative call to show up. And I know I'm not the only one. And with these profound shifts taking place and these powerful tools of communication and connection available, yeah, we are being called to show up here to sow into this higher frequency. That's also a force helping us as a collective to shift, you know? Our Three Eye Atlas is a comet um, that there was a lot of talk about, even in mainstream media. Um, well, it's not a comet, actually. They said it was a comet, but it's not. It don't look like a comet, act like a comet, do what a comet do, and we can't predict it. We don't know, right? And I remember seeing a channeler. Oh, what is her name? Anyway, her doing a channel and speaking on how, from her information, right, her guidance, that 3-hour atlas was coming to work with our water, the water here on Earth, to help us with this collective shift that's taking place on Earth, which is all part of a greater cycle. Okay. In which there are many cultures and traditions that speak on this, and we'll talk about this as we go. This is why astrology, astronomy, numerology, um, studying mythology, studying your stories and traditions. This is why it's important to tune in these ways, or whatever way you're feeling drawn and called to, reading these systems that can show you the cycles. And, we can use this knowledge to work consciously during this time of great shift that we're experiencing. And I feel like this is why I'm here. I mean, I know this is part of the reason I'm being called to show up. Yes, right now it looks like this, but it won't always. But right now I'm being called to initiate. And this is right in alignment with so many shifts taking place. But right now, as we are here in the second week of February, today, Friday, February 13th, 2026, um, there are some very important shifts, some very pivotal shifts that have not taken place on this planet, right, in hundreds of years. And when they do come, um, there are revolutions, things change, new systems and orders are formed. Right now, we have the planet Saturn today shifting into Aries, 0 degrees of Aries, ingressing into Aries, joining a newly arrived Neptune with these alignments, uh, you know, it being hundreds of years. I can go look at your favorite astrologer for the exact time or Google it. So many ways to find this out. But yeah, all right. All of this is energy. Okay. And understand that your creativity, okay, um, that is your creative force is your currency. Okay. And it's being used, no doubt. It's creative force, so it really doesn't require our conscious engagement with it, right? But oh, what fun when we're conscious. That's what I'm here to find out. Well, this is also what I know, because I've recognized that I'm consciously creating, or even I'm unconsciously creating, and I can see it. And so, now what happens as I'm conscious? Well, tuning into the energies and what they're communicating, what above and below and around it's communicating. Um, yeah. And these times of profound shift that are happening within us and around us, they, you know, I feel like there is a particular call for my generation. I'm in my 40s and I am on the cusp of Gen X and early millennial, right? Late Gen X, early millennial. I'll say I identify as a early millennial. And so those of us born between those 80s and early 80s, late 80s, born and raised 80s and 90s, we do have a responsibility because of our unique experience of the old, right? There are like there's a generation that actually look at people born in the 70s and 80s as like black and white photos, right? Right. So we still have the memory of times and also what the generations before, what that time taught us about the generations before, right? And into this transition, into this like technological era, right? Um, we had the time of no cell phones, right? Um, now, like if you walk out the door without your cell phone, you like feel like you left your a piece of you, right? So, oh yeah, my mirror stand. Turn it around. Yeah, my mirror mic. That's what it is. My mirror mic. Um, but we have a responsibility to do our work, to consciously engage with our healing, with ourselves, our healing first, to start with self. Okay, because it's really the only way you're going to be able to do or know anything or anyone else for real. Otherwise, you'll just be a bot. And in this age, oh my goodness, can't we see the value of humanity, of being human? Okay. So we have a responsibility to show up and um, do this collective healing, right? Do it individually. And that, of course, affects the collective and show up in the ways that we are called to show up. You know, yes, use our voice and speak our truth, okay, but let it go through an internal process, internal filtering, and you know, so that you know you're consciously. That's not saying you don't. That's not saying suppress or over edit, but be conscious with it, right? Because it's energy, right? And it's a force. And so, yes, on this day, Friday, February 13th, 2026, this fertile day, fertile with potential, I'm here planting my seed, okay? Claiming my space, being intentional with my energy and my output, as well as my input. And, um, adding to these higher vibrations that we are also putting out to balance, to harmonize, okay? And to just help create space for healing and loving, just loving spaces. Anyway, here I am today. I'm planting this seed, being intentional. And so if you've come across this video, um, feel free to press the like button to express your intention to join me here in this beautiful, creative space of potential. And to set that intention of a higher frequency, of choosing your timeline. And that should not sound weird to anyone nowadays because we got timelines all over the place, various and different and multiple timelines that we're tapping and tuning into all day now, every day. Right. So just being intentional with this energy. And I'm looking forward to seeing this grow, seeing myself grow. And just seeing how Spirit, the Holy Spirit, is using me as a vessel in this time space reality. And also just have fun. Just have fun and let my inner child, my adolescent self, my, you know, youthful self, my experienced self, my old wise crone self, my primordial self, you know, all like come up and be expressing this beautiful dance through me here in this space and, wherever I choose, wherever I be. Okay. Yeah. Um, until next time, peace. All right. And love. And I'm talking about peace, that inner peace. You better have you a place of peace that can't nobody touch. If you don't, you better be setting the intention to cultivate that for yourself right now. Okay. We'll talk more about it later. All right. Until next time, peace and love and creativity.